Hello, everyone. This is Christine Peckstein with Move Into Action. I know it has been so long since I have done an episode. With my health issues, it has been a real challenge for me to keep up with a lot of things. And so in this episode, am going to update you on that to let you know where I'm at, health-wise, what's going on, what I'm sensing that's coming ahead, and I will get you guys up to speed on that because I've had a lot of time to think and to come up with some different thoughts and just in my studying and things like that of where I'm headed next. So anyway, hold on because here we go. So long story short, I basically right now I don't have a neurologist. I am still undiagnosed. It's one of those things where, well, it's just in your head, or, oh, it's fibromyalgia, or I've been told that it's like 3 or 4 things. And so I'm like, well, which is it or which isn't it? And what am I supposed to do? And the last neurologist that I saw basically said, just stop seeing neurologists. And so I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. Well, that helped. That was very helpful. Awesome bedside manner. So anyways, I will not be going back to that doctor. And right now I'm without a neurologist and I'm waiting to get into a rheumatologist because a doctor at the emergency room told me that she thought that it was time for me to see a neurologist, and I've been waiting to get into a rheumatologist, and I have been waiting over a month. It's been like 6 weeks now, and I still, because I'm trying to get a referral, and I don't know what it is. So I could do it faster myself, but being that it's in the doctor's control and out of my control, I guess I'm at their mercy. So I'm trying to push through every day the best I can. And it's difficult because I either don't have the energy or I am going to the doctors, and by the time I get home or I just do what I have to do, I'm toast. I'm exhausted. I hit the couch. That's it. I'm done. It's just like, I have to plan my day accordingly. I have a couple of hours every day where I can really do stuff, and that's it. I got to clean my house in spurts. This is really it. It's like, okay, it'll take me 5 minutes to unload the dishwasher. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll do this, and then I'm going to go sit and rest and, lay down. And then it's like, okay, I can do this for another 10 or 15 minutes. And basically that is how my day goes. That's how my weeks go. Some are much easier than others. A lot of times I'll find myself in tears just because I don't understand. I just don't understand what's going on. And not having a diagnosis is, they say, well, you have anxiety. And it's like, really? Well, Captain Obvious? No kidding. It's like, it was that hard for you to determine that because I don't know what's wrong with me. Of course I have anxiety. I've got this stuff. You guys can't figure it out. I've got some pretty rude doctors sometimes. And then I've got doctors that have conflicting diagnoses or whatever. And it's just like, well, one time you said I had this, the next time you're saying I don't, and then it's something else. And it's just like, my brain is tired. I can't even think about that stuff. So anyway, I'm back today. I'm doing an episode. That's where my health is at. Prayers are appreciated. They really are, because it's not easy to get through these days. It's very, very difficult. And anyone who's been through an illness or a chronic something or another that has affected them, that your friends change. You really find out who your friends are, because I've a lot of people that I used to go and have coffee with or whatever. That doesn't happen anymore. And so it's like, did I do something, or is it that they don't know what to say to me, or should I just not talk about my illness at all? Because it's like, they're like, well, how are you? And it's like, well, I can either tell you the truth or I can just say I'm fine. Because behind the fine is like, I look okay on the outside, but let me tell you what I really feel like on the inside. I just want to cry because I don't know what to do. There's no way I can fix this. It's beyond me. I'm scared. I'm frustrated. I need supports. Sometimes I need help. Sometimes I don't want you to fix it. I just need you to listen. sometimes. And I don't want to talk about it all the time because I don't want my life to be defined by my illness. So all those things are going on, and it really makes you stop and think about it. It's like, okay, well, how much do I talk about or what? And, what is friendship, and who are my real friends, and who can I lean on, and who can't? And, it's like, but I also want to be there for other people, and I can do that. But, it's just, it's just like it's just this whole thing that comes at you. And it's just like, it's heavy. It's a lot of weight to carry. So, anyway, that's that. I really don't have any answers. And so if anybody has ever had to live with something that was undiagnosed for any period of time while they tried to figure it out, you can probably relate to this. If not, it's very difficult for you to relate to it, and that's okay. But if you know somebody that's like that, with me telling you what I'm going through, maybe you could offer them some support, or you could call them and say, hey, would you like to go have coffee? Or, hey, can I... it's like, I'm going to go and do this. I just thought maybe you'd like to go. But it's not pity. It's just, we still want our friendships. It's just that our lives have changed, and we're really trying to figure it out. I mean, because I don't know. And it's even like, I don't know why I'm being allowed to experience this. I'm sure there are lessons in it and things like that, which brings me to the next point of this, is that there are spiritual, things that I think about as I study and I read my Bible and things like that. Because I've had a lot of time to think and reflect and to study. And so anyways, I just think about the American Christianity culture, about ministry, because I had a conversation with my son the other day. I was on the way home from the soup kitchen, because I teach every Monday at the soup kitchen when I can. There are times I can't, and I will call and I just say, I can't do it. I just can't. I just don't have it. And so anyway, I try my best to be there, but I just told my son, I said, I feel like I'm not really doing anything. I said, I feel like I should be doing so much more, because I don't know. It's like, I just don't see, I just feel like I should be doing a lot more. And so anyway, he really had some words of wisdom for me. He says, Mom, he says, you're doing a lot. He says, what you're giving people is very meaningful. He said, he says, you're doing more than what 95% of people that you see sitting in church on Sundays are doing. He said, so, he says, it counts for a lot. He says, you may not see it. He says, but it's there, and it is making a difference. And so, those people know that I'll sit and I'll listen, and though it doesn't feel like much, it really is something. And so I had to I don't want to give myself credit, but I did give myself credit for at least trying to do something. But it's not about credit. It's just doing what God wants me to do. And lately it has just been so clear and so loud over and over and over. It's the 3 words: feed my sheep. And that's what it's been about. And it's not just about, food. It's about the spiritual food. It's about the spiritual life. Feed my sheep. And so I guess if that's all I do, then that's all I do. And it's so simple. So why do I feel bad? Why do I feel like it has to be so complicated? Why do I feel like I got to run 99 miles an hour? Why do I feel I have to be involved in, 9 different things? I don't. 3 words: feed my sheep. And that's what I'm doing. And it's simple. It doesn't feel like much, but it probably is much. And I just don't see it. And that's okay. But I got to be obedient to that, because if that's what I'm being told, that's what I'm hearing: feed my sheep. And that's something I think that we all need to be doing is feeding the sheep, taking care of them, and bringing the lost in, and just giving them what they need, providing it. And ministry is not hard. And so I looked up the word ministry, and ministry actually means service, to serve. And so I was like, wow, there's something all of us are doing. We're all ministers. We should be serving others. And it's not hard, but we make it seem hard, because at first when I came into this, I was like, oh, I want to start a ministry. So that means I gotta do a 501c3, because I gotta be a nonprofit, and then I need funds to do it. And then, well, you know what? If I write a book, I'll write a book. Book gives us credibility. Book will help bring in revenue. Then I'll get a book deal. And then I'll be asked to go and do, teaching on stages and things like that, so that I could teach the multitudes and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think that's it. I think it's smaller. I think it's very intimate. It's about sitting around the table. It's about feed my sheep. And that's what Jesus did. and it was very intimate. And so for me, I don't want to be on a stage. So much has changed for me during this time. I don't want to be on a stage. I don't want it to be about me. I want to make much of Christ. That's where my heart is. And I'll confess it. At first, it was all about me. It was about creating a 501c3 so I could have Christine Peckstein Ministries. I don't need to have Christine Peckstein Ministries. I just need to do what Jesus told me to do. That's it. That's the ministry. I don't need a nonprofit to do that. I really don't need a lot of funds to do that. You know what it is? I go to my pantry. I see what I got. I check on my neighbors. How many of us really know if our neighbors have food in the house? We could have a neighbor on our street that doesn't have food, that is struggling, that we don't even know because we never get outside of our own homes. We don't have that front porch time. We don't gather. We don't know them. We don't go knock on the door and say, hey, if you ever need prayer, I'll pray for you. But I also want to let you know if there's something that you need, come see if I got it, because I'll share what I have. And it's as simple as that. Ministry is just so simple. And I think that during this time, that's what I'm seeing, because I still feel like sometimes I get caught up in that. It's got to be this big, grandiose thing, because that's what American Christianity is. That's what God wants us to do. He wants us to create these big things. And it's not, it's so simple, and we can all do it. We all have the resources right in front of us. And a lot of times we look at it and we go, that's not enough. Oh my goodness. And, how many people did Jesus feed with what he had? It was little, but it did much. And I think that we need to start seeing it with our eyes focused on that. And so, it's not about that. It's not about creating those big things, a book deal and, 501c3. And we got to make it so that it's grand, and we need to get back to the simplistic, the intimacy of it, of the gathering, really getting to know people and things like that. And for me, it was a heart check. I was like, my heart is in the wrong place, because my heart is more into me and making much of me and what I can do rather than what God can do. And that just pierced me. And I was like, no, that's not it. It is making much of God. And I don't want to stand on a stage. I really don't want a book deal. And it's like, if I get one, I just want it to give away, because what I'm doing is that's all I want to do. I want to be a fisher of men. I want to feed the sheep. That's what it is. And so, it's very simple, and then it glorifies God, and we're praising and we're lifting his name. We get off the stage because God sits on the throne. We don't. We're the workers, we're servants. And so that's what ministry is. It's serving. And we all have the capacity to do that. And it's something very small. Every time I go to Walmart, there's somebody on the street corner and they're holding a sign, need gas. Do I really know if they need gas? No, but that doesn't matter, because that is not up to me to judge what they're going to use the money for. I just give it to them. If I have it, I give it to them. And I'm just led by the Holy Spirit to give what I have. Or sometimes it's just a certain amount, or, sometimes it's just change. It's like, this is all I got. I don't have any cash on me. It's just, and I've stopped and talked to people, and they're like, and I need coats and blankets because they're living in their car. And it's like, let me run to Goodwill and see what I can find. Are you going to be here? I will be right back. And you go and you get the stuff and you take it back to them. It's really that easy. It's just what's right in front of you. Open your eyes and see it and act on it. Move into action and do it. Feed my sheep. Do it. That's it. It's just, it's as simple as that. Think about it. Yeah, I get quiet when I think about it. I really do. And I think that we should take that time to be quiet about it. It's not complicated. We don't have to make it this difficult. We really don't need to be running after all of these things. We just need to slow down and open our eyes and pay attention and take care of what we see right in front of us. Those opportunities to serve, to become servants. That is our ministry. And that ministry belongs to every single one of us. It's not hard. It's just a matter of, are we going to do it? To be obedient, we just do it. Feed my sheep. So during this time, that I felt like I wasn't doing anything, that I wasn't doing enough, because my health has impacted me in a way. It has completely turned my whole idea of ministry upside down. It really has. And I'm so thankful for it. I really am. because I was so me focused. I was so just, it's like, I just was. It's like, oh, I've written 8 books. Oh, and it's embarrassing where my heart really was, because it was about creating and making my name big so that I could do ministry. But that's not how it's done. That takes the focus off of what God does, because ultimately it's God and God's doing, and God gets the glory. God gives us the resources. We just need to be receptive and we need to be obedient. So when he says, feed my sheep, that's what we do. We just do it. We stop and we do it. So we each have a ministry, and you can do it today. So those are my thoughts. I will try my best to do more of the podcasting, and I'm trying to add some videos. It depends on my energy levels and what I'm able to do, what I'm capable to do. So if it's there on my website at moveintoaction.com, it's there. I'm going to be changing a lot of things because I don't want it to be me focused. So you're going to see a lot of changes. And I just really, right now, I'm praying, and right now I'm going through a thing about prayer and fasting. It's the next thing I'm studying. And so I'm going to be doing some reading on that. And then I think that in that God will lead me in the direction that I am to go. And, I'll make those changes as they come about. So if you see a lot of changes happening, that is why. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Thanks for listening, and I will catch you next time. I have a lot more podcasts from the past, and if you like leadership stuff and all that, it's really good. It's helpful. It is on my website at moveintoaction.com. But I really want to change this and turn it around into something that glorifies God and keeps ministry simple. And so that we can together move into action and just do it so that we're obedient and we're doing exactly what Jesus said, is feed my sheep. All right. You guys have a great week, and I'll catch you later. This is Christine Peckstein with Move Into Action.